New overnight in Chesapeake, police are investigating after a man was found dead inside of a room at the Inn Suites on Crossways Boulevard, not far from Greenbrier Mall.
So the situation began just after 8 o'clock last night, and according to police, a man locked himself inside of a room as the alarm was going off. Firefighters then busted into the room and found that he was naked, waving a butcher knife and speaking incoherently. They backed off and police stepped in.
And then just before midnight, a SWAT team entered the room and found the man dead. And no one else was in the room at the time, and the cause of death is still under investigation.